Alabama edge rusher Dallas Turner is my second ranked edge in this class, 14th ranked player overall. For these scouting reports that I'm doing relatively early in the process, the specific rankings have a good chance of changing by April, especially for a position like edge rusher that's a lot more dependent on athletic testing and where I kind of have a logjam at the top. So to me, the top 3 edge rushers in this class are Jared Verse, Dallas Turner, and Leatu Latu, and the tape evaluations on those 3 are all done. Now it's just about figuring out how I want to balance the rest of their draft profile. Compared to the other 2, Dallas Turner is 2 years younger and he's a lot more athletic. He's the high upside pick based on what he could be, but he's a lot less technically refined and it's not as much of a sure thing that he works out. He's listed at 6'4", 242. He's a former 5-star recruit that was a 3-year contributor at Alabama. He started the last 2 seasons, and in his 3rd year, he took that next step to solidify himself as a first-round prospect. He had 55 pressures, 11 sacks. He ranked 5th in college football with almost a 20% pressure rate. There is still a lot to clean up when it comes to his NFL projection, but at the college level, his raw power and athleticism was enough for him to win pretty consistently. If I had to guess, I'd probably project him to have the fastest or second fastest 40-yard dash time. It's between him and Chop Robinson. He really has elite speed and explosiveness for an edge rusher. You see that with his explosive first step. He has the pursuit range to chase down quarterbacks. He can chase down outside runs from the backside of the play. Alabama used him a lot in pass coverage, and he would consistently stick with wheel routes from the slot. It looks like it's no effort keeping up with the slot receiver step for step down the sideline. And that explosiveness translates to good speed around the edge, but even more so, it translates to his ability to win with power. He has a devastating long arm and bull rush, especially for a 240-pound player. He's able to transition into that power rush so quickly. There's a lot of pop on initial contact, and he's consistently driving offensive tackles 3 to 4 yards into the backfield. He looks like he has really good length, definitely a first-round pass rusher type of frame, and he has no issue creating that extension, separating himself from blocks. Players that are undersized, but they win with power a lot at the college level, that's always kind of a concern for me projecting to the NFL. I thought the LSU tackles, especially the left tackle, number 66, I don't know his name, he's not in this class, but I thought they were kind of able to neutralize his power rush a little bit. And for a sub 250-pound edge rusher, it's kind of a tough ask to have them win with power consistently in the NFL. I think he has the frame to add some more mass, but it'll be really interesting to see what he weighs in at the combine. So he wins with power, and then probably his most effective way of winning as a pass rusher is with the inside counter. He's so quick crossing over into that B gap. He has the first step to kind of bait tackles into oversetting and create more space for the inside counter. He does a good job using his hands to wedge his way in there, rip underneath the inside arm. So that's his go-to counter to the bull rush. Now he is extremely fast, but I don't really see him as an effective speed rusher right now. Like I said, he has the speed and explosiveness to threaten the outside shoulder, but he doesn't have great bend at the top of the rush. There is some hip tightness there when he's trying to turn the corner. If the tackle's able to get proper depth, they can wash him out kind of easily. And then his overall move set, just as far as winning with his hands, is pretty unrefined at this point. He has a somewhat effective swipe move, which is his outside hand on the tackle's outside hand, but overall his hand usage is disjointed. He misses pretty often, doesn't have great timing, and I think to win consistently in the NFL and live up to where I expect him to be picked, he's gonna have to come up with some way of winning with his hands. Now that's not uncommon for draft prospects. A lot of people coming out don't have this refined move set. They're getting paid millions of dollars to develop those skills, and a lot of times it does happen, but winning with his hands and just that overall technical refinement is a box that I would say is unchecked for Dallas Turner. I also saw him try a spin move a couple times, and it looked like something he just hadn't practiced that often. Poor timing getting into it, didn't really involve his hands the way he needs to, and it felt like something he was just trying out. As a run defender, he's nowhere near as good as Will Anderson was last year, for example, but I thought he was overall solid. He does a good job creating a moving target for blocks. He sets a pretty reliable edge. He's just a difficult player to latch onto, has pretty good play strength when he's anchoring, and the speed, like I mentioned, shows up with his ability to chase down runs from the backside. He isn't a player that loafs around the field. He's a very high motor run defender, but he does miss a lot of tackles. 22% missed tackle rate is near the bottom or top of the league, depending on how you look at it. And he's much more of someone that's going to just hold his own against a block instead of making a lot of plays in the backfield. So I think if he really refines his hand technique and continues to take the steps that we've seen over the course of his college career, he could be one of the better edge rushers in the NFL. But the lack of bend is kind of concerning to me, and I don't think he has the pass rushing moves to be super productive and efficient as a rookie. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to see my entire draft board as a filterable interactive table, I've got that up at atozsports.com. The link to that is in the description. And let me know in the comments any other NFL draft prospects that you'd like me to cover.